Hi, my name's Kevin. I'm purchasing plot 1 on the Monarch Park development here in Cannock. It's a 2-bedroom property and I'm purchasing it from Waterloo Homes in a shared ownership basis. Following the breakdown of relationship, I'm looking to set up a home for myself and part-time for my son, who's still a student at university, so he'll be coming back with his washing from time to time. And the property's really nice. It's in an area that I know extremely well, and in an area of rurality, if that's the word I can use, right on the edge of Cannock Chase, and I'm really looking forward to moving in, although not to the physical effort for the day I actually move with all of the furniture, etc, etc. Right, the town of Cannock, where this development is situated, is one that I know well, having attended school here from age 11 to age 17, 18 at the what was the former grammar school, and in fact where the Monarch Park development is now located used to be a lot of council property. I think it was concrete block homes, and in fact on the very road where I'm now buying my property, my best friend, another Kevin from school, lived at number 21. We've long lost touch, which is a shame, but I know the area, I know the town, and I know the rural location that I'm now buying into, because you can say that Cannock Chase, 30 odd square miles of forestry and an area of outstanding natural beauty, is on your doorstep when you live 2 or 3 miles away. In my case it's about 100 yards, so it's really fantastic, and I know a lot about the local heritage. Most of the people that lived on the old estate will have perhaps been associated with the mining industry. A local mine just half a mile or 3/4 of a mile away was where an uncle of mine worked, and my grandfather, my father, other uncles and great uncles had worked in the Cannock Chase coalfield for very many years, from the 1920s right through to the 1960s and 1970s, when it finally closed down and had been fully developed. The town has grown up. The area now is a much more mixed community. There's lots of private developments and new council developments, but this one, with the mix of private, shared ownership and affordable homes, really does seem to set the community atmosphere for how homes should move forward, both for more senior people like myself, and then for young families, and for young people looking to set up with their first home, you know, just a small property, and then aspire to something larger. In my case, my daughter is on a very nearby development, so that's a comfort for me, both for her as well, in my later life, that I've got someone to look after me when I get too old. The property I'm buying, I think I may have mentioned, is a 2-bedroom semi-detached property, and shared ownership is the way in which I'm buying my new home. It's really an ideal opportunity for me, because with the proceeds I have from the sale of my former home following the breakdown of my marriage, I don't have enough to be able to buy a property outright completely, and with my advancing years I don't have time to take on a big mortgage of 25 or 30 years or more. So the opportunity to buy a share in a property and to feel that it is my home, and to be able to do with it pretty well much as I want in terms of decor and that sort of thing, but knowing that I've then still got the security of Waterloo Homes to actually make sure that the development is maintained in a right sort of way, and the exterior of all the properties is looked after in the same way, is it's a pretty strong comfort to me. So I'm really pleased about that. And you never know, if I do win the lottery, I might be able to buy a bigger share than the share that I'm already buying. A really interesting thing about the home that I'm buying is that when I was arranging the purchase with the people from Waterloo Homes, the sales advisor, I was told that my property had got a bat crevice in it, and I really wondered, what on earth's a bat crevice? Well, it was explained to me, because when the development was in its early stages, the environmental officers had either reported to them, or it was spotted that there were bats in the area, and they wanted to ensure that there was an opportunity that once the development was complete, that there was a possible home for these bats to come back to. So up in the top of the eaves on my home, there's a small bat crevice. It doesn't mean that the bats get into the loft space, but they have somewhere where they can nest, where they can roost. And on top of that, I understand that every single property on this development, from Waterloo Homes at least, if not from the actual builder, is going to have a bird box as well, because there's quite a range of birds that have been reported as nesting in the area: swallows, swifts, as well as the more regular starlings, robins, sparrows, and some of the bigger birds that are no doubt roosting in the trees of the pine forests on Cannock Chase, literally half a mile from my front door. So the environment and the nature that's going to be around, not least the herd of 300 plus deer that roam right across Cannock Chase, is right on my doorstep, and something that I'm really looking forward to in my old age, to be able to wander around, take some photographs and some video, and really enjoy the natural scenery that there is in this part of the country. Just talking a little bit more about the whole development, I think it's somewhere in the region of 100 homes, you know, a mix of terraced, semi-detached, detached properties from 2 through to 4 bedrooms, and the impression that I get is that the builder, Lovell, as well as Waterloo Homes, the Housing Association, and the local authority, Cannock Chase District Council, have really worked well together in actually developing this site to replace what was a very run-down and tired old council development of concrete homes. They may have been Waite-style homes that had really reached beyond their sell-by date or their use-by date, and this new development strikes me as being a real fillip for the community, for the area. It's going to bring in new people with clearly spending power, so local shops, the local chip shop, the local newsagents, the Chinese takeaway, etc., etc., will all benefit from the new money that's being spent in the community. And I think because we're going to have a mix of people who live in private homes, people who have rented property, people like me who live in shared ownership, and the wide age range that we're going to have on the development means that it will develop a new sense of community that perhaps had gone out of the old development and the way in which it had become tired and perhaps run down. I hadn't seen it a great deal over the last few years, but when I did go by, it did seem to be particularly tired, and it was time for the council particularly to bite the bullet and say, rather than refurb, let's work with partners. And clearly they've developed a good partnership with Lovell and Waterloo to be able to achieve what is not yet finished, but already is looking to be a really exciting development. Drawing things together, I think if anyone from a local authority anywhere else in the UK is watching this video, you know, from someone that's been around for a long time, this really seems to be the sort of way forward. Shared ownership, affordable rented property, private property, together in the same development is really a strong way of building community, and what the partnership of Cannock Chase, Lovell and Waterloo have achieved here could achieve a lot for other communities and other towns and other villages around the country. And I would heartily endorse any local authority taking up the mantle and doing what has been achieved already here. And maybe if you ask me nicely, I'll invite you to my housewarming.